There we go. How's it going? What's up? Just sending out a message to our Discord community. Real quick. Hope everyone's doing awesome today. Cool. Think we should be good. Nice. Hope everyone had some nice time off. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrated. Welcome to the Q&A stream. Good to be back. Good to be back. 2 weeks is a long time away. Still just trying to get everything set up here. But I hope you're all doing fantastic. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. Cool. So, if this is your first Q&A stream, our staff is here to answer any questions you may have. And, yeah, help out wherever we can. I'll do a little walkthrough of a video I did this morning, if there's no questions. But the main focus is we're here to answer any questions. Help out. Yeah. So thank you all for tuning in. See a couple more people joining. And hope you're all doing fantastic. Cool. Yeah, so we're just hanging out, answering any questions. I'll walk through a little demo build while there's no questions. But as people join in, I'm sure we'll have a few. But if you get anything that comes to mind as I'm doing the build, shoot us a message. We'll be happy to answer it. So yeah, we'll get started. So, posted a video this morning. A pretty cool one. But what it was, I'll actually go show it to you first. That way it makes more sense as I build it. But we dove a little bit into machine learning this morning. Because the file system is slowly creeping up on us. So there's going to be a lot of cool new functionality that we can do once that goes live. So check it out. So this morning's video is a machine learning model that's just doing a linear regression on some data and giving us back a prediction. So while there's no questions, I'll work through this example that I did this morning. But the sky's the limit as soon as the file system comes out. So we're all excited about that over at WayScript HQ. I already got the script. Cool. Alright, so with this one, since it's working on a web page, we have an HTTP trigger. And with that trigger, we'll have a response. These two always go in conjunction, and this is how we get, well, they don't always have to, but usually go in conjunction and give us a URL that we can supply to our users. And then we can return them content depending on what we want to give them. So in this example, we have two different pages. What I need to do is just leave this up. That way I can reference it. So we got this page. And then we have the second page. We'll give it a few seconds. I guess we are training a model here, so take a little bit of time. And then we have this page. I was testing how fast my internet was earlier, make sure I could live stream. Cool. So we got two pages. So we need two HTML modules. And then what we'll do is we'll pull this HTML code into our response content. So this is what will be rendered depending on which condition is true. So if our condition is true, then we'll go down this side. And if it's not, then we'll go else. Sweet. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do machine learning, but Python is the way I always do it. So we'll do it here. And I'm not going to live type the algorithm to do this. I know that's disappointing, but I would make so many mistakes. So we'll go over to our GitHub page and copy it here. And we'll paste it in. So this will be how we power our backend to do these calculations. We see that we get a red pill here, and that just means that this variable isn't defined just yet. So we'll go and define it. So we'll add it on. I forgot, I need to zoom in. Sweet. So we'll go and add it, that horsepower variable, to the beginning as a query parameter. There's a bunch of different ways that you could do this, but I feel like that's a simple one. Welcome to the stream if you're just now joining in. So this is a Q&A stream. If you get any questions about what I'm building or any questions about your own stuff, please let us know. We'll help you out. But while there's no questions, I'm just doing a little sample build. But don't be afraid to interrupt me. That's why we're here. Alright, so we got our horsepower variable. So now this value down here is no longer red. So we get this pill as a string, and that's why it has this cyan color. And that's why we're casting on that int type to it. Can't seem to click it. Probably just with me increasing the size, I would guess. So we'll do it this way. There we go. So instead of an int, it's probably more correct to use it as a float, because we might get a different value here. Sweet. So we got our Python code that's training this model and doing the prediction. And now we can pass different HTML pages depending on if the user supplies this horsepower value. I've got those two typed up. So if true, we'll use this one. Go back to our build. If true, we'll use this. We see that we get a red pill here. And I think this will go away once we run it. So we won't worry too much about that just yet. And then I'll change up my links that I have so it works. Cool. We have one more HTML document. So we'll take this one and we'll paste it in too. Sweet. All right. I think just like that, we have successfully built. Oh, we still need to configure this. Let's do that real quick. All right. So in this scenario, we have two states. So we have one where we're just landing on the page. There we go. So we have one where we're just landing on the page. So horsepower will not contain a value. So we'll make our true statement where horsepower has a value. And that's why we're supplying our Python step on that side of the true. So when it doesn't have a value, we'll get this HTML. We'll make sure that we've supplied it, which we have. And now, I think that's all we need. Doesn't take too long when you had the code typed up, huh? Let's check it out. I'm sure I probably made a mistake somewhere. Let's see if we're working. Oh, yeah. I forgot that on this query parameter, what I did here is I supplied a value. That way we had some number to work with. But in reality, we don't want that value. So we'll get rid of it. Let's try it again. Awesome. And here we could put in whatever value we wanted and test it out. And we get back a new miles per gallon, which makes sense because previously we used 120 and we had a higher miles per gallon. So the bigger your horsepower, with the linear regression model, the lower your miles per gallon. But just a cool little example to show that use case. But that was the video this morning, so if you haven't watched it, I just did it live for you. Still go watch it though, it's worth it. Make sure you stay the whole time too. But there doesn't seem to be any questions this time. If you got any questions, we're happy to answer them. I know staff is in chat. A pretty quick build, 15 minutes. But yeah, we'll go through some of the basics of the WayScript platform. So we'll do these basics in a team account. And team accounts let you have team members. So if you have a team, you can all join the same team account and share scripts. Cool. So what WayScript is really powerful for is integrating modules together without the limitations that you usually have with other integration tools. So you can build your own custom tools using the programming language of your choice. I choose Python out of instinct because that's my programming language of choice. But we have a bunch more. And our editor is super quick. It's nice. We recently had a big overhaul, but it's fun to play with. How fast everything is. That's awesome. But you can build all kinds of tools using us. So in the previous example, we set up a website in 2 clicks. I guess technically 3. I just lied. I'm sorry. But we can set up a website in no time. So if you're looking for a convenient way to host applications, we have a pretty good solution. If you're looking to host and execute your code, that's a very simple process using us too. So you can import libraries and then use them just like how you would locally. So just making a little Python script and executing it. Oh, did I do that? Oh, no. We can do those tasks pretty easy in WayScript. So just showing off here that we can, I forgot. Oh no. All right, let's try this again. So we can import libraries just like how we can locally. We'll do just a little method using that library. And then we can see the results right on the platform. That's probably not a good status code. Hello, continue processing script after sending response. Yeah, you can do it. Let me refresh. So you're saying we send a response and then you want to continue processing. We can do that with functions, depending on what you need. And I also believe let me look. I know we can run them asynchronously. I forget where the option is. Oh yeah, here we go. Let me zoom in a bit. So if your use case allows it, you can just call your function and then you can run it asynchronously. That way you don't have to wait on it. So then you could just, whatever you were trying to do, process your script, you could put it over here and still return your response. Yeah, like send 200 OK and then continue process data. Yeah, I think this will work. For you. So what we would do is we can still get a response here, but let's say we had something crazy going on over here that we didn't want to wait on. Yeah, I don't even want to overload it, but you could do it like this and then run your function over here. Cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. The run async was a new addition. I believe Jesse put it in, but we had that exact use case come up, so we built it. A pretty neat little powerful tool. I don't use it enough, but I should use it more. I wonder if I wrote my Python wrong. Ah, there we go. Now we get it. So yeah, we have our Python script that we can host, no problem, in the cloud, and perform whatever interactions we want. We already have a bunch of cool Python scripts on our marketplace, so you can check them out. We got ones that are built by us, and then we have ones that are built by the community. Yep, and this week I think I'm working on a Selenium build. Oh no, I'm working on a Slack build Wednesday, but then I'll be working on a Selenium build. And do all kinds of stuff. Went to the wrong place. Trying to go back to that script we were in. So the team accounts are pretty nice, because if you're working in a large group, you can get all work on the same projects. And we tried to design everything like how you would in a programming language. So we have a lot of important logic that you can just drag and drop to build super customizable scripts. And if there's nothing that you can't, if there's anything that you cannot do, then let us know. We know there's some limitations of files right now, but that will soon be fixed, which you're all super excited about. Looping functionality, and a lot more. But yeah, we're just hanging out, Q&A live stream. So if you have any questions or want us to look over your own scripts, very happy to. If not, I guess I might get off. I could do one more build. I just gotta find something that looks interesting. Let's go build something from the marketplace. Yeah, I guess I could live build the script I'm gonna do on Wednesday. We'll see how it goes. Well, actually, I guess I probably can't, because I don't have Slack verified, and I don't want to. Well, I don't know. I guess it's fine. We'll try it. Slack bot coffee chat. So what we're trying to do with this one is, we had an idea in our stand-up in our meeting, and the idea is to match two people in a Slack channel together so they can have a little coffee chat date. Team bonding experience. But it's just to get the team closer, I guess. Where everyone's remote, it's hard to communicate about anything other than work. So the idea is we match two people and we force them to go on a date. And we should have new features added very recently to Slack. So this will be the first time I've looked at them. I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, we can scroll. Let's see. Probably put them under channel events. Maybe user events. Oh wait, I'm using a trigger. That's probably not where they are. So we have building blocks called modules, and they give us functionality that we can use with other services. So this is how we integrate services on WayScript. Work with the users. I might have to actually connect it later on. I don't think I've authenticated it. We need like channels. Get a list of channel members. There we go. Nice. So my idea live coding this will be, let's get a list of channel members from our Slack channel. We'll select 2 of them at random. We'll do that with a little Python step. Unless we have a random module. I don't think we do though. Let me make sure that we don't before. No, okay. So we'll do it with Python. We'll import random. Oh, message group deploys tomorrow. Gotcha. So I guess we won't do that build just yet. So we'll build that tomorrow. You'll have to tune in to the YouTube channel on Thursday to see the completion of that one. But we'll go through and do the Python step, I guess. We need a random int. Yeah, so we'll need the length of the list. We'll pull this list in. Let's make sure that'll work. Let me zoom in. Okay. And then we'll need a random int. Excuse me. Between 0, because of Python indexing, and the list of the length. And then what we'll do is I'll actually read in this value. By accessing it through a variables dictionary. And then we'll index it down here. So we'll do something like print members and then index it using that value. And we'll do something like that. You can use calculator to get random too. Oh, that's cool. Aha. See, even I'm learning something. That's cool. I still have a lot to learn. That's not to say I know everything. I definitely still have a lot to learn. Well, there's features that I don't even know about. Awesome. My index was out of range, but I think we can't really do too much more anyways. I think I only have 1 member in that Slack channel. So cool. Well, if there's any questions, we're happy to answer them. Thanks for tuning in. We're just kind of showcasing use cases while we wait on questions. You know more than me. I'll make you proud one day. You already make me proud. So you're making a list of the members in a Slack channel. Yeah, that's what this use case is. So what the idea is we get all the list members, which I'm not sure how the new feature will actually work yet. It goes live tomorrow. But my idea is that we get all the list members and then we pull out 2 at random. So we could send those 2 people a "you've been selected" Slack message and make them have a coffee chat, get to know each other better. Well, that was the idea with this one. The group messaging feature goes live tomorrow, so couldn't do too much just yet on this one. So like a spin. Yeah, like a spin, just like a random selection. So I have a question on loops. Yeah. What do you got? Well, I believe doing loops in Python is a faster solution. For sure. I mean, if you know what you're doing very well, then code tends to be a little bit faster than like a drag and drop solution. But my counter argument would be, is everyone that you're working with going to know the Python loops? Example, let's say I wanted to loop something 5 times to write to a spreadsheet. Okay. Let's set that up. Okay. So I got a variable that contains 5 values. We'll loop over it. And then we'll set up our write. Oh, okay. I have a variable created. All right. Zoom in. I think dummy data will be fine. And then we'll loop over those. Nice. All right. Let's say I wanted to loop something 5 times to write to a spreadsheet. It will loop fine as normal, but in Python-based version of this, it will not write, and perhaps I'm missing it. In the Python-based version, So are you saying, it will, on the Python-based version of this, it will not write? So you're saying that you have a Python loop? So you wrote the loop in Python. Okay. So for an output to Google Sheets is the thing. So you need a Python step, and then you need to output it to Google Sheets. Meaning now rows 1 through 5 should be filled with data. So if I may be misunderstanding your question, and I'm sorry if I am, but writing to Google Sheets inside of Python is difficult, in a Python module anyways. But you could do it with the API inside of a Python step, but we've got that built here for you. Yes. Let me try to explain better. Okay. But if you needed the Python within a loop, then you could use our little looping logic, and then we'll go back here. I don't have any values to write. But we'll just create something. So we'll loop over that Python step, and then we can write it each time. Oh, we first need to export it from, or not export, but write it as a WayScript variable. So now, with this little demo, if we loop the Python step and the Google Sheet step using the loop logic, then you can execute your Python and then write it each time, which our execution here is just a random number. Okay, you understood me well. Yeah, that I know I could do just a bit slower to make the output, as it were. Just a bit slower. Yeah, with oh, I need to get that. With looping large amounts of data, there's ways that you can speed it up, and I should have written a blog post about that a long time ago, because looping, but I didn't. But I remember that being on my list. But there's ways that we can split data up and do these writes a little bit faster. I'm not sure if that's still an issue, but if it's slow for you, then it might still be an issue. There's a way where we can split the data up and then write it. I just don't have a large data source right now. I guess I can make it. It might be too big. I'm creating a little list. Yeah, so let's say, sorry that took so long. I want to loop over my Python output down here. I believe the solution, it's been a long time, on what speeds this up, which it might not even be an issue anymore, but I believe a way to do it is if we split it with so many numbers and create multiple variables, I believe was the solution we got to. But I could be totally wrong. So we could say something like list B could be, we'll do it above this little output step. It could be list A, and then we could just use an index. So if we wanted the first 200, we could make a subset of that list. I know it's probably not the most optimal solution, but if you only had to code it once, then if it speeds things up, it might be worth it. So then you could loop list A and then loop list B. So then list C could be something like list A from 200 to 400. I always put that one on there just for my sanity. And then output those and loop over those on the Google Sheet. I hope that answers your question. I feel like I'm either right on the question or I'm way out of the ballpark on it. A totally different planet than what you might be asking me. But hopefully that helps. If not, just let me know. That's awesome. Perfect. Well, I'm glad that works. Yeah, but no, you're right on. Sweet. Yeah, I know Jeff has done a lot of work on speeding up those types of interactions in lane 2. So both of them, I believe, are to thank for the speediness. I think an operation like this probably wasn't doable a year ago, but now very possible. And I will get that blog post up. I was supposed to do that months ago. Nice. It could be me too, because I don't know enough and I'm writing more than what I should need. Hey, that's okay. The way you learn the most is by not knowing how to do something, right? I think that's how most programmers anyways. I feel like I never know how to do a project. Always referencing documentation. But I think that's the way you learn, or at least that's the way I learn. Going and doing it and referencing the docs and learning. Also, I wanted to say thank you for that machine learning video. I hope it's useful. I think there will probably be a lot more machine learning videos if I can squeeze them in. I think it's a cool use case. I think making difficult technologies, which is kind of at the heart and soul of WayScript, making difficult technologies accessible, is awesome. So I'll probably make a lot more machine learning videos. Best way for storing sensitive data and scripts like credentials. I know we have a solution. I believe we have a solution for this. Because we did have this problem, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. Storing sensitive information in scripts. Yeah, I might have to come back to you on that one. I know we do have a solution, or I think we do. I think we have a solution, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure at the moment. But I can totally figure out for you. If you want to join our Discord, I can shoot you a message. Or you might already be in there. But I don't have a solution at the moment. I'll figure it out though. I'll know next time. Are you asking like for passwords and such? Yeah. I think that's probably the question. Passwords or sensitive information in general. I do, which it's not really on the topic of your question, but we do have account security. Actually, I don't know if I should. Yeah. So we do have two-factor authentication to help secure your account. I know that's not the answer you're looking for. Storing sensitive information. But I'll figure it out. Jeff says, in the works. Probably best way would be a creds file when we launch files. Yeah, that makes sense. But we have broader plans of adding a built-in encrypted credential manager in the future. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So Jeff is saying if you stored them all in a file systems go live. We're planning on next week. That'd be a good way to do it for the short term. But that looks like it is on the roadmap, the built-in encrypted credential manager. Can you use JSONs for that kind of thing? Yeah, I think so. I think you can encrypt almost any file. I'm not sure what the standard way of doing it would be, but JSON's probably a good way to do it, just like any other file. But I'm not sure. That's outside my wheelhouse. Just don't use TXT. Yeah, hard to work with TXT files. But I'm sure people do it. Yeah, I'm sure people do it. Well, cool. I hope it's a happy face, not a sad face. I'm just playing around with a few scripts here. Has any questions come in? Dang, we did bad on that day. But man, was I good to bring it up to... That's 500 subs in one day. I'm just kidding, of course. Derek, you've done my mind blowing. You've done mind-blowing demos. I need more time in the day. Oh, well, thank you for the compliment. I'm glad they're useful. I was super happy with this thumbnail. A little win for me. But I think it's cool. I think it's a cool use case. TensorFlow in general. I didn't really do too much, to be honest. I just kind of adapted it for WayScript's purposes. But TensorFlow has a lot of cool examples doing stuff like that. I just kind of connected it to show that you can build those sorts of applications. Well, I guess if no questions, we'll jump off here. Come join us on Discord. Let me get the share link. Yeah, if you're not in our Discord, we're all in there all the time. I'll happily answer any questions you may have. But and there's no more, we might jump off here. I always have questions. It's articulating them is the newest solution to solve. Hey, it's good to have questions. Always good to have questions. We'll try our best to keep answering them. Your questions definitely make us better too. Because, we're a small team and we can definitely miss stuff. So having questions only helps improve the site. So we appreciate you guys for asking them. But, alright. Be safe, take care, enjoy your afternoons or your mornings, wherever you are. I'm gonna get off here. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, everyone.